Hey guys, welcome back. This time we have the head cross-sectional model. If you just watched your organ systems model, it's going to be almost exactly the same thing with a couple of additions. So this should be pretty review for you. All right, the first thing we have is we have the external nares. So this is right here, your nostrils are going to be your external nares, okay? Once you come out into, or once you go through your external nares, the first little area you get to is called the vestibule, right here. This is the vestibule. After that, the next thing on your list is going to be your sinuses. You have your frontal sinus, right here, and your sphenoid sinus, right here. So frontal sinus, sphenoid sinus. The next thing on your list is going to be the nasal cavity. Now, this whole area is your nasal cavity, right? Nasal cavity, that's kind of self-explanatory. You have three different nasal concha. You have your superior nasal concha, right here, marked letter A. So this is your superior nasal concha. Your middle nasal concha, marked letter B, and your inferior nasal concha marked letter C. Now underneath each concha there's something called a meatus. If you remember in the ear there was an external acoustic meatus. Well, in your nasal cavity you have a nasal meatus. So this is your superior nasal meatus right here, your middle nasal meatus right here, and your inferior nasal meatus. All right, and we'll go through that one more time. You have your superior nasal concha, middle nasal concha, inferior nasal concha, superior nasal meatus, middle nasal meatus, and inferior nasal meatus. All right, the next thing is the opening to your auditory tube. Remember, the auditory tube is from your ear. All right, so right here is the opening to your auditory tube, that indentation right there. The next thing on your list is going to be internal nares, or also known as chonae. All right, that's how I pronounce it. But right here, this area right here, is your internal nares. Okay, so these are going to be your internal nares. The next thing on your list is the hard palate and soft palate. So the bone right here is your hard palate, okay? So this right here is your hard palate. It's hard because it's a bone. This is your soft palate right here. All right, back here. And then you've got two last things, your larynx and your epiglottis. So your larynx is going to be right here. This is all your larynx. Right here, everything in here. All right, and your epiglottis is marked by Roman numeral 1, and it's this blue guy right here. And what it does is it flaps down to close to allow food to go by, and instead of going into your lung, or food, water, whatever's entering your mouth. So the only thing you want in your lungs is air. So this is your larynx, and this right here, Roman numeral 1, is going to be your epiglottis. All right, guys, that's it for the head cross-sectional model, and I hope it helped, and we'll see you another time.